Okay, so with EFT, we basically are tapping on acupuncture points while tuning into whatever we're working on. The first point that's generally used is the side of the hand on the fleshy point just here. So before we start, really, you might want to just take a moment. You can just hold this point while we're taking a moment, but just take a moment to go inside your body, perhaps, notice your breath. Maybe notice what's coming up for you right in this moment. You could just work with perhaps like feelings about some symptoms that are there, or maybe there's something bothering you in this moment. And I'm inviting you to choose something that's very present for you right now rather than to dig up some kind of past situation. So something that feels like it's maybe blocking you from being healthy and happy right in this moment. Or just from, just something. So it could be like thoughts or feelings about symptoms or illness. It could be, some kind of relationship thing that's happening at the moment. But just choosing something that's not going to be too big or too overwhelming to deal with in this kind of context. And giving it a number out of 10. If 10 was the most bothersome this issue could feel for you and 0 is not at all, where would you put it on that scale? And then coming to the side of your hand and just starting to do some tapping. And if ever the tapping feels too stimulating or you just want to be a bit more restful, you can also just massage the point or hold it as well. Because sometimes people find that their systems are quite sensitive when you've got a chronic illness, and actually just massaging or holding the points feels better. Okay, so just tapping the side of your hand if that feels okay, and just saying to yourself, even though I have this, this emotion, this thought, this fear, this symptom even, I accept myself anyway and I'm okay. Even though I have this, I accept myself anyway and I'm okay. And yawning is very welcome as we do this. Yawning is a good sign that the nervous system's starting to release and relax. Even though I have this, I accept myself and I'm okay. And then the start of the eyebrow. And you can just be repeating what you're working with. You're all on mute, so don't worry about saying it out loud. This is the start of the eyebrow. Side of the eye, this. Under the eye, this. So just repeating whatever it is you're working with. And what you're working with might have different components to it. So it might be different things that come up as you tap round, or you might be tapping around with the same words, whether it's fear or whether it's sadness or anger about something, or whether it's a thought or belief. This. And maybe you change what you're tapping with as you tap round. You stick with one thing. This. Start of the eyebrow, this. Side of the eye, this. Under the eye, this. And then on the nose, this. On the chin, this. Under the collarbone, this. Under the arm, this. And there's a point here as well. I just invite you to do this one because actually this is working on the triple warmer meridian, which is often out of balance because, with chronic illnesses, because it's associated with the fight-flight response. So if we can start to soothe this meridian and release anything that's held there, it can help to calm the whole system. And also while you're tapping here, a nice tool is to look down and just be aware of the issue you're working with and feel into it, and then really, really slowly look up. And then smile when you're at the top. Yawn perhaps. I'm just looking at a point above you with a smile. And then move your eyes down again and go into the feeling or thoughts or belief that you're working with. And then really slowly look up. And again, you can just hold the point if that feels better. And we'll just do that one more time. So just looking down, go into the issue, feel into it as you're holding this point and really slowly look up. And then smile when you're at the top And just really come into the present moment, looking at that point above you. Okay. And then coming to the side of your hand, just maybe holding the point for a moment there. And then just checking in out of 10. If 10 was the most bothersome this could be, and 0 is not at all, where would you be on that scale? And then we'll do another round. If anyone feels like you really need to say anything or ask anything at this point, you can just put your hand up and I'll come to you. Otherwise, we'll just do another round before we check in. Seems like you're perhaps all doing okay. Okay, so just coming to the side of your hand again and just saying, even though I have this I'm working with, and maybe it's changed now, so just being aware of what still remains or what's there for you now, what's most present for you now. I accept myself anyway. Even though I'm feeling this, thinking this, believing this, I am okay. Even though I have this, I accept myself anyway and I'm okay. And then the start of the eyebrow, this fear, this anger, this sadness, whatever it is you're working with, side of the eye, this. Under the eye, this belief that I'm going to be, I don't know, housebound forever, ill forever, whatever it could be, this thought, this belief, this feeling. And the chin, this body sensation. When you're doing self-work, it's really great to be aware of how your issues or what you're working with shows up in your body. What's the felt sense of it in the body? How would you describe it? Under the collarbone, this. Under the arm, this. Whatever you're working with, you're just saying it. Top of the head, this remaining feeling, this remaining. Start of the eyebrow, this. Side of the eye, this. Under the eye, this. Under the nose, this. On the chin, this. Under the collarbone, this feeling, this thought. Into the arm, this. And top of the head, this. And then again, we'll just do this one again because I'm finding this a really nice little tool. So just coming to this point here. And then, so it's basically if there was a triangle between these two knuckles, it's right in between the bone in there. So you can either hold or massage, but you can tap there. So just looking down and being aware of the issue and how it affects you and how you feel it in your body. And then looking up and smiling, perhaps yawning, and just staring at a point above you, just being in the present moment. Just coming out of it completely. Looking down, going into it again. Feeling into the body sense of what you're working with, the thought, the emotion, how it shows up in the body. Then break out of it completely. Staring at a point above you, smile, just come out of it completely, just being completely present in the moment, looking at a point above you, smiling, yawning perhaps, or sighing. Eyes closed, looking down, go into it again. Feel into the thoughts and feelings, the body sense of what you're working with. And then come out of it completely, looking up slowly, slower than I did just then. Staring at that point above you, smiling, yawning, breathing, sighing, or yawning. Okay,